sit down. You can't get the board. The Bible says, oh, y'all hold up, Lord.
What says again? And then stop in your tracks.
Thank you, Jeff.
And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, send men to spy out the land of Canaan, which I am giving the children of Israel from each tribe of their fathers. You shall send a man, each one a leader amongst them. Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran, according to the command of the Lord. And all these men who were heads of the children of Israel. He says, now these were their names. From the tribe of Reuben, Shemuel, the son of Zochar. Tribe of Simeon, Shephar, the son of Hori. That is Hori, that's it. And so, the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. So, 7, or we want to keep going, Rico?
You keep going.
From the tribe of Issachar, Eva, the son of Joseph. From the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Nun. From the tribe of Benjamin, I'm at 9.
We good.
Okay,
You see 9?
yeah.
From the tribe of
Son of
Benjamin,
Rafu.
Pelti, the son of Rafu. From the tribe of Zebulun,
Benjamin.
Gadiah, the son of Zodiah. I'm now at 11. I'm at 11. From the tribe of Joseph, that is from the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Susi. From the tribe of Dan, Ameliel, from the son of Jameli. From the tribe, Jameli, I'm sorry. From the tribe of Asher, Sether, the son of Michael. From the tribe of Naphtali, Nahbi, the son of Voshi. And from the tribe of Gad, Gaduel, the son of Machai.
These are the names of the men.
Oh, that's it! Go ahead, Rico.
These are the names of the men who Moses sent to investigate the land. And Moses gave Hosea, son of Nun, the name Joshua. When Moses sent them to investigate the land of Canaan, he told them, go up through the Negev.
I don't know what mine's gonna say that. Mine's gonna go where the south. And go
Okay.
to the mountains.
And then go up into the hill country and see what the land is like, and whether the people who live in it are strong or weak, few or many, and whether the land they live in is good or bad, or whether the cities they have inhabited are like camp or fortified cities, and whether the land is rich or poor, and whether it is forest in it, and be brave, and bring back some fruit of the land. Now it was that time of the year for first ripe grapes.
21%.
So when they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Sin, as far as Rehob, at Lebo Hamath, when they had gone up into the Negev, they came to the Hebron, where Ahiah, Sheshai, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak, were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zomah in Egypt.
23.
I'm passed.
Did you say pass?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Then they came to the valley of Esau, and there they cut down a branch, one a cluster of grapes, and carried it between 2 of them on the pole.
And this is where we pretty much stop. Go ahead.
They also brought some of the pomegranates and figs.
This is where we start, remember, guys?
Yes.
So what we have here, so real quick, like, what do we have here? So let me help you. What do we have here? Let's deal with time. How long have they been out of Egypt?
3 days.
A little over 3 days. So you can't remove that. You got 3 days. And so now that they've been out of Egypt, we've got an issue that's going on, right? What's the issue that's going on? Moses is now going to do what? So they're getting closer and closer to the land, amen?
Mm-hmm.
So since they're getting closer and closer to the land, then Moses does what? Moses sends out a command that he receives from God. They're to do what?
Spy.
They're to spy. And when they're to spy, then they're to go in and not only to spy, but what are they to do? And what are their assignment as far as spying is concerned? What is their assignment?
To see if they're weak or strong.
So say what you say?
To see if they're weak or strong.
Weak or strong, come on.
Yeah, to see the successes and weakness of all the people, the trees.
The big, okay, so now it says that they want him to, then they want them to come back with a report on what? On everything. Come back with a report, to give them a report. And giving that report, they're to do what? Before they give that report, they're to come back with something.
But the grapes.
With the grapes.
Through the
And,
land.
right, in the grapes, it says what in 23?
And he
It
carried
says,
it on a pole.
and they carried them on a pole. Why did you need to carry grapes on a pole?
First fruit.
Well, that there's a lot.
Big.
There you go. That's what I want. I want to look at the quality of it or the quantity of it. These weren't just grapes. These were very large grapes. So then with them being very large grapes, that would mean they would have weight. So then if that would have weight, how is it something this big can grow? Because what type people would be in the land that they're going to bring up to, that they're going to announce?
Giants.
Who?
Giants.
Giants or Neptilians. So you got your Neptilians. Remember your Neptilians were
Yeah.
also in Genesis what? They were also in Genesis
No.
the
Low.
6.
6th chapter. They were also in Genesis 6th chapter. So what happened? He says, and there were lions there. Your Bible says in Genesis the 6th chapter, it describes, it says, so the sons of God came down unto the men of the women. And they, what, had children. When they had children, he said there were Neptilians, or there were giants. Neptilians and giants. There were giants in the land. So what are you talking about? Well, if you stop and think about it, back then, you start to think about the people were what in stature? Probably what? Short in stature. But now you got a 7-footer, an 8-footer, or even a 9-footer man. So that is a mask of a man. That is the mask of a person. You're looking at somebody that's 8 feet tall, Lord have mercy. Or 9 feet tall, you go, wow. That is a mask of a man. So he's saying this is where they're going to go into. And so they're going to run into, you're going to see some giants because now the fruit would match the size of an individual. So to you, I teach, or I tell Sheena all the time, there are certain phones that I can't even use, I can't use her iPhone. I can't use the iPhone. There's a lot of other phones that I can't use. So when I went to go make the purchase of the phone, people thought I was just talking. So then they came up and then had me try an iPhone and saw my fingers practically double one of the keys. And so they tried to turn it another way and still couldn't get it. So then she went searching for other phones. And she said, I'm sorry, the biggest phone we have, Mr. Thompson, is a Samsung. And that was your Galaxy or whatever, Samsung. And so I'm like, I don't have a choice. And then when she saw that, sometimes when I'm emailing even Sheena, she sees, wow, well, I know what he meant. I know what he meant. And so I let her now know if I'm sending something, sometimes I send it out and I do it quickly, not going back to review it. And don't realize my hand didn't hit 2 keys.
You can do the voice activated.
I should do voice, and then that stuff. I tried voice one other time, Lennon, and it gave me something else, and that bothered me.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
gotta be
said,
quiet.
but the bottom line is, but the bottom line was, all I was doing, and here I am, I'm only 6'5". I said, here I am, I cheer, I've got some huge hands. But can you imagine somebody 8 feet tall, something like that? Can you imagine the size of these hands?
Wow.
A basketball is like a grape to them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like a grape to them. That's how huge they would be. So now you got then Moses has sent them out to spy the land. Moses has sent them out to tell them to bring back a report. So watch this. Let's now deal with the report that they should have came back with. Because the report was supposed to be built around simply, and you are to give exactly what was asked of you to do. A lot of times you go to the courts, and in going to the courts, you know, the lawyer is with you, especially if you got something against you, and the lawyer is with you. What does that lawyer tell you? Only answer the question, and the question only. Do not, you don't need to add any more to it. If it requires yes, you say yes. If it requires no, you say no. Whatever it is they ask you, you stay specific, you answer strictly that question, and you're done. That's the way they do it. Why? Because the lawyers have a tendency of, you said it, so I got you. So now I'll make you eat what you have spoken or what you have said. When you really didn't mean that. Well, yes you did. So now, watch this. We got an issue now. So now we've got them where they cut down 24, they cut them down, right? The place called Valley of Ashtar, right? Because of the person which the men of Israel cut down there. So 25 says who?
At the end of the 40 days, they returned from exploring the land. They came back to...
So, guys, you need to see this at the end of what?
40 days.
So did they do a thorough research? Think about it, it's 40 days, you've got plenty of time now to investigate, to look this over, to make sure, because watch this, you're coming back. You're an ambassador now, so you're coming back to do what? To relay or to report the information that you have. So when you come back, you need to make sure that when you report, you make sure that everything is right when you report. You make sure everything is detailed when you report. 40 days is plenty of time to make sure that you have good writings about this location, about this place. So now you've got this that is taking its course. So we got 40 days, come on. So now watch this. 25 says what? Or the 26?
26.
Okay, 26 says what?
They came back to Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community at the Kadesh in the desert of Paran. There they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land.
Now stop, go back. Who sent them out? 17. Go back. Who sent them out? Read it.
Then Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan and said to them, go up this way into the south and go up into the mountains and see what the land is like, whether the people are dwelling in the strong or in it or strong or weak.
Now go back over to 26. Says what?
Now they departed and came back to Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel.
So they came back to all the who? So they came back to all who?
Congregation of Israel.
But who sent them out?
Moses.
Did you all catch something?
Yeah.
I don't care if you all around or everybody's around. Who should you report back to?
Moses.
That's who sent you. So what did you do? You came back, and when you came back, guess who was out? Moses and Aaron was out. And what? And the congregation was out. So you talked then, or you came back then during the day. You gotta see this. Because now we've got an issue. Because if something is good or if something is bad, watch this, your report better be accurate. It better be accurate. So now I want you to see something. If this is the case and that report is supposed to be accurate, you're now talking already in front of who?
People.
The people. So that report has to be accurate.
Yeah.
When you're giving an accurate report, what has to be removed when you're giving an accurate report on what you saw? What did you say? Self has got to go. You've got to remove self.
Yeah.
So, because it's not a matter, it's the ideal. I said, I remember many, many years ago, my son had captured a mouse, and he brought it to Renee, and Renee was about ready to go crazy, and I said, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Just keep calm. And Isaac, go take it and go put it in the trash. Now, what Renee wanted us to do was, oh my goodness, get it out of here. Hurry up, get it out of here. So then, watch this, it would create what? It would create what?
More chaos.
What did you say? It created fear in Isaac. He would have probably did what with the fear?
Dropped it.
Dropped it. Right, dropped it, and he don't know why, what it is that you're screaming, or what it is that you have shown an emotion of, you shouldn't be holding that. So then it would took off. But what did he do? I said, son, go ahead and take it and put it in, and throw it in the trash. So he walks on out the house and goes and throws it in the incinerator. It's done. See what I'm saying? So then here's my point. Watch this. You came. First of all, you should have reported back to who? Because that's who sent you out. But what did you do? You allowed your ego to step in.
You made it out to be about you.
But there we go. There we go, Cameron.
It was your focus.
You made it, it was everybody about you. You want to let them see, yeah, we coming back, all 12. We coming back, yeah. You know, let me tell you what, you know, I can see the people, man, it's good to have you back. Man, yeah, come on, tell us everything, tell us everything. When they should have ignored all of that. But when you got an ego, when it's about you, you want to look what? You want to look good.
Yeah.
You want to look good. So in the process of looking good, look what happens. I said, once again, I'm looking at the insanity in the church. This is what happens with a lot of your ministers. They get up, they want to do what? Look good. They want, when they get up to deliver, they want to look and sound good. Confidence is one thing. Bragging is another thing. Ego is another thing. So watch this. Looking good for what? When all you should be having is borrowed words. That's all you should be having. You shouldn't have anything else. It should all be something that you, plagiarized. Something that you've taken from a text. And something that you are saying, you're right, this is what it says. But a lot of times, what do? You make it sound like, boy, you just arrived, like you got all the info, like, yeah. You know, where'd you get this from? Well, the Holy Spirit came down upon me, and the Holy Spirit talked to me. So you didn't go into no literature. Baby, I got this from the Holy Spirit. You make it like it's, you've received it, like it's strictly you, when, let's see, the Holy Spirit ain't going to talk to you no different than it talks to me. So what are you saying? Then what, so here's my point. Then where'd you get this from? Well, I was looking at some history books. I was looking at some dictionaries. You know what I'm saying? So now it doesn't come that you did this. It comes that you received information. You pulled information out of whatever literature it was. You pulled this information. And so then what do you have to boast about?
Nothing.
You got it. You ain't got nothing to boast about because it ain't nothing you came up with.
Yes.
It's that it was always there.
It's
They
not
could have
your
pulled the
facts.
same literature you pulled
Right.
and came up with it.
Yeah.
What it is your ability to deliver it. That's the only difference. But they got the same information. And we were talking about that earlier today. Internet is everywhere. You bring the internet, I says, I spent thousands of dollars. I says, and what do you got? I says, and now I see y'all pull Blue Letter. Is that what it's called? Blue Letter and E-Sword and stuff like that. That's got your Greek and all this on it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I actually bought lexicons and things like that so that I can pull the original words and all this stuff. You got it where it just pops up. Mine, you had to learn how to deal with the alphabet so you can understand what you got it where they got it in the language that you can actually read it in. So, woo! And so, you know what I'm saying? So why are you trying to toot your horn when there's nothing to do. So watch this, so we've got, yes,
It's a little bit off the subject, but
go ahead.
we were talking, that guy I was doing some work with, and we were saying, if the computer's shut down, everything's shut down,
Uh-oh,
a lot of people don't know how to look up stuff.
you
A
got
lot
it,
of people don't know how to do stuff.
you got it,
Don't know how to do anything.
you got it.
Database, they're supposed to be
Go
going
out
there.
there.
Yeah, lost.
Lost. Not even that, mathematically, they're lost.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, don't let those computers go down, and all of a sudden now you need to give back some change for a customer. And you gotta figure this out in your own head, what it is.
Uh-oh.
They say, you know what, Warren, they're saying, they don't know how to tell time anymore.
I heard that. I heard
Yeah,
that.
cause I mean, it's digital now.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to like, back in the day, the old school clocks, they don't know how to, they don't know what it is.
You don't lose your phone, you can't talk to
Pretty
anyone.
sad, yeah.
That's shocking.
Because you don't know anyone's phone numbers.
Right.
So then, you got your paper. Read, it was the last, the paragraph that says God assures Moses, said,
Page 3.
page 3, sure it is.
Paragraph.
Thanks, Renee, it is on there, page 3. Yeah.
Down at the bottom, God assured Moses.
God assured Moses that he did indeed pardon their sin, so that he would not prevent their sin from working out its terrible destructive consequences. The rebellious Israelites weren't concerned about the glory of the Lord, even though his glory guided them day by day and hovered over the tabernacle each night. God wanted to use Israel to magnify his glory throughout the whole earth, but they have failed miserably.
So watch this, guys, I want you to say something. Pull your Bibles again. And close your Bibles, get your job. So watch this. Because I won't be sitting there, so, you know what I'm saying? So, encourage the people for using it. Okay. $3,452.72. You wanna pay me now or pay me later? It's gonna take a while.
Payment plan.
So go back. So we've got 27, listen to what they're saying.
They reported to Moses, we went into the land where you sent us. Indeed, it is flowing with milk and honey, and here is some of its fruits.
Okay, good thought. Good, is that a good one? That's a good thought. Is it a true thought?
Yeah,
Because you have what for proof?
grapes.
You got the grapes and the pomegranate. So you got the pomegranates and the figs. You're right, and you got the figs. So you got proof. Now what are you doing? You're showing them what? The size. They're actually seeing the size. Remember now, who are you showing all this to?
Everybody.
And that, okay? Remember, you're showing all of this to everybody.
Do they have the milk and honey?
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Well, he said it's flowing with milk and honey. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean by flowing? What, that's all he's saying. It's very plentiful. It's rich. It is, you ain't seen it, it's very healthy. The land is very good. So that should flow with milk and honey. It's beyond what they thought it would be. I don't know, that's what he's saying. Remember, Canaan is the ideal of flowing with milk and honey is the ideal of what? Heaven. Stop and think about it. You can't fathom it. They can't fathom it. They can't believe what they've seen. So you come back. Hallelujah, praise God. So then watch this. In 28 it says what?
However, the people living in the land are strong, and the cities are large and fortified.
Did y'all catch it?
Yeah, the
Yours
people.
isn't yours, just saying it's the thing.
Huh?
You just changed the
It
tone now.
says more.
What did you say?
There's more to that verse.
Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did it say?
We also saw the descendants of Anak there,
Where?
and that's
Where you at,
the,
20, where you at?
at the end of,
28.
28. I didn't read that
Amorites.
part.
Amorites.
Anak, A-N-A-K.
No, that's 29, Amorite.
No, that's.
No, it's 28.
Yeah, it's 28.
Oh,
At
28,
the end, the second word from the end of 28.
okay.
Basically 28C.
You want me to read the whole thing again?
Yeah.
Okay, let me read. However, the people living in the land are
Where's the problem?
strong.
Where's the problem?
Said however.
However,
Yeah.
Mine says
you
something
didn't
else.
finish, you
It's
didn't
a
stop.
different.
Mine
Right,
says-
you gave what?
More.
You gave me a beautiful what? Thought, right? You gave me a beautiful description of what it was, milk and honey, right?
Yeah.
Flowing milk and honey. You even told me a little bit more concerning the fruit and all, and the whole bit, right? So you opened up and gave me every bit of the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
So you gave me the beauty of
No,
Of
my
the
question
land.
is,
land. Yes. Go ahead.
my question is, because you said that he gave extra whenever he spoke of the descendants, but Moses asked of that.
I'm sorry.
But Moses asked them of that,
Of
to
the
describe the people too.
right, but what did they describe?
The fruit.
They went after the fruit. They went after that land. So
Yeah.
what we got was, we came back with great news, right? You want the good news or you want the bad news? This one you want first. That's really what they're saying. So what did you want? So the good news is that, boy, you ain't seen nothing.
Land is.
The land is beautiful. You haven't seen nothing, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, you have to see it. I mean, we talking about greenery, Calvin. You ain't seen no greenery. When you see how green that location is, and watch this, and it's already bearing. It's already bearing fruit. Meaning we ain't got to do, that's what he's saying. We ain't got to do nothing. It's bearing fruit. So man, you ain't got to, that means we ain't got to go do but one thing, what?
You just go.
Come on, what you say? All we gotta do is go harvest it. All we gotta do is go pluck it. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome.
However. But.
You threw a problem. You created a problem. If it had went to who?
Mine says, but the people who live.
I don't care, even the but is the same.
And.
If it
yeah,
had-
the but is still, yeah, mine says but instead of however.
I don't care. I'll even use you, but watch this. But the bottom line is, what is the problem?
The people are intimidated.
Nah, there's a bigger problem than that. I know that problem. What's going on?
The land are so
Information is going where?
sour.
Well, the information should have went to who?
Moses.
Right, it should have touched, stayed in the leader's hands. It shouldn't have went anywhere else. It should have stayed in the leader's hand. Why would you say that? What did they just experience? They've been in the land grounds for 3 days. What did they just experience? Ooh. Yeah, but no, that's they're walking now. They're on their way. What did they just experience? Yeah, man, I don't know why they're big. They don't know what they're talking about. Didn't they just experience that? The murmuring,
Oh, questioning of.
the grumbling,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay.
When the murmuring and grumbling took place, what was the last thing? What was that they wanted to do?
Go back.
No, yeah, we know they want to go back. What did they want to do? Come on, that's what they wanted to do.
Oh, stone Moses.
They wanted to take Moses out. They want to remove Moses. Why? Because we're not getting the meat. We're not getting the water. We're not getting what we're supposed to be. So they didn't just want to grumble and moan, but they also wanted to get a new leader. They didn't like him. They rather, let's turn this ship around and go back. Moses is but one man. Don't remove this. That congregation is how many?
Millions.
You got it. 4 to 6 million. So you got to think about it. If I send out a rumor,
Better Moses than me.
Calvin, and then you watch this, you take the rumor. Sooner or later, watch this. You all are leaders of that tribe. So you're leaders of that tribe. I'm trying to get information from you on how the place was. I sent you out as leaders to come back with information. You were supposed to take it into the tabernacle and we talk about it. But you didn't take it into the tabernacle to talk about it. What did you do?
Presented in
They
front
see
of
that they're
everybody.
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're here. They took it to the what? To the congregation. A lot of times things can take place in a church. And you run it to the congregation. What's in the congregation?
All kinds of thoughts.
Sheep are all, what'd you say?
All kinds of thoughts.
All kinds of people are there. With all kinds of thoughts. Let's even make it cleaner. You got some faithless people sitting in that congregation that show up every Sunday. Faithless people. Did you hear me? Don't have that faith. They just do this because this is what I'm supposed to do on Sundays. You said I'm here, but I'm not present. But so, what are you saying? Stop and think about it. That's what you got. Folks racing and they sitting way in the back. I'm here, but I'm not present. I'm here because this is my obligation. Jim, I just did something. I'm here because of my obligation. I've been told that I was supposed to be here by mama and daddy. You know what I'm talking about? I'm supposed to be here every Sunday. You know what I'm talking about? This is what I've been told. And so now what is it? It's now mechanical. It's now robotic. I only do it because I don't even know why I do it. I don't know why I get up in the morning at this hour, because mom and daddy had you get up this hour. And so now I come down here, and so when I come down here, look, they told me to be here, so I'm going to sit here. I even figured out how much I'm going to give. I got $5 in my pocket somewhere. Let me give them $5. What? So I can say I've given. But you're not there. But watch this. But when there's a meeting of importance from the church that you need to settle, that you need to talk to the people about, you need to talk to what kind of people? The faithful people. You don't need to talk to everybody, because what they will do is, no, I just don't see it. There is no vision. They don't have a vision. They walk by sight. Well, where's the money? Right? Where's the money for us to do it? Whatever happened to where's God so that we can do it? If you're walking by faith, then you're trusting in God. If you're trusting in God, He said He would. By the way, He said it ain't your church, no way, it's His. So now you're going to step in because, I understand, Brother Thompson, all that. But when you look at reality, reality is, we just don't have the money. When did the church rely like the world relies? I thought the church walks by faith. Yes, God.
Yeah, just a couple of things. I was going to say, when you walk by faith, you don't share the same issues, but you do share the same views. Okay. And the other thing is, Moses was defaced because of this complaint.
That's where I'm at.
And then, so they went through all of this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they went through all of this for him to be restored in a sense.
Come on. Come on.
And so that was a lesson that should have been learned.
Got it. You got it. Calvert, you got it. So why wasn't it learned? And watch this. And not only should it have been learned, but it should have been learned in particular by the who?
Leaders.
The leaders. Those 12 that He selected. Those leaders in particular know that we walk by faith. That we trust in God. So here we are. We done made a statement before the whole congregation.
That was a deliberate move.
What did you say?
I think it was a deliberate move.
Oh, I don't know if I don't know if I would call it a deliberate move. What I want to call it is an egotistic move. What I want to call it is I want to be somebody. I want to, he sent me over there. So what I did, so what I saw was I allowed my own demons, because what you say, no, not my own demons, yes. I allowed my own demons, which, watch this, one of them demons is, or that demon, that I'm talking about is called LVAR. That's the demon. No, demon ain't fear. Yes, that is too. That's his name. His name is fear. That's the demon. His name is fear. You got names. Demons have names too. Anger. He's got a name. That's another demon. These are demons that you have to watch that will come into your life. I told you, Satan is a deceiver. You can't miss this. He is not omnipotent, so he can't be everywhere. So he sends out his angels of order too. I know who I need to send out to bother you. I will send him out. He's got a name, so send him out. In this case, Satan says, what I will send out is the angel of fear. You've looked at something and all you can see is how massive that person is. If you had did it right, if you had looked at how massive God is, if you had did it right, but you saw how massive these human beings were, when you have a divine being that you can't even measure. But this is where you're at. When your ego sets in, you got problems in the house and don't even know it. You have ran into a situation and don't even know it. So however, come on, so however what? So however what?
However, the people living in the land are strong, and the cities are large and fortified. We also saw the descendants of Anak.
So here's my problem. How do you know the people are strong? They were lifting weights? What'd you say? They're big. You've got somebody that's big. I'm sure you've experienced it too. I have been around some folks that's big, and I have seen this, and I'll never forget this, moving my sister one day, and she brought this big old dude over, and then there's me sitting over there, and I'm grabbing stuff, and he can't grab, you know what I'm saying? And he can't handle it. And I'm like, well, maybe it's that heavy. I said, no, hold up, Chief. I got this. I'll get that. And I reach for it. I'm like, you're too heavy. What's he struggling with? So, what did you go by? What was your other problem that you went by? Sight. You looked at sight. You looked at how massive this man or these people were. So everybody that's massive had to be strong. When that's not true. But so here's we got another issue in the house. You sit around looking at them talking about, well, they're strong. What determined they're strong? I told you, you were supposed to come back with an accurate report. Not with a report built on emotions. You came back with a report built around emotions. Is what you did. So watch this. Because if you had just left it alone, and even if this was your problem, you know, the people are big. Don't add another adjective to it. Don't add another and strong. Don't add that. They were just, you know, and I saw, man, the people are pretty tall. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's it. You don't need to put no more with it. Everybody you saw was massive. Everybody you saw was massive. Hello, stop and think about it. See how foolish this is? So now look what you've done. And front of, what did you say, Dwayne? Smaller men, smaller people. So look what you've done in front of smaller people. You said they are huge. So watch this. Then you went on and you said, watch this. But I want you to know, but the cities are what?
Are large and fortified.
So what do you mean by fortified? Infrastructure, come on.
Big old walls.
What'd you say?
Big old walls.
Big walls, but I said fortified. What do you mean by fortified? We can have a wall, but you got it. So we're talking about walls this thick. So we're talking about. We ain't talking about something that you can put your foot in it and knock it down. We're talking about walls that are so thick, ain't nowhere in the world we can get into that place. Watch this.
Is it security?
What do you say?
Security.
Reinforced.
Reinforced. Everything's been reinforced. everything. These huge, strong people have made this so massive. We got a problem. Fortified city, come on, says what?
The Amalekites are living in the land of Najib. The Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country. And the Canaanites live by the sea along the Jordan.
So what we got, guys? So what we got?
Are there enemies?
What'd you say?
Are there enemies within?
You got it. So, what did you do? Where did you put them, Jock? Where did you put them?
All together.
You see what I'm saying? You put them all together. You put, first of all, you said they were big and strong. Then you said their walls are fortified. They're extra strong. Then you said, by the way, they all hang out.
They live by the sea.
They don't stay far from one another. One stays in the hills. One stays in the land. They all close by. Every last one of them are close by. And your responsibility is to go in and take that land? We're to go in and take that land. Right? Right? Because God told us to go in and take that land, right? Did that God say that?
Promise.
What did he say? God said, I will give you the land of milk and honey. You got to see the difference between the two. You got to see it. He says, and I will give you the land. Guys, if somebody's giving something, do I have to take it?
No.
Did you hear me? David was given his kingship, right? He was given his kingship at a very young age, right? Who was the king then? Saul. What did David do? He's scared to death. Remember, he was forever running from Saul, right? Why did you have to run from Saul? Because you never trusted God. If he was giving this to you, you have nothing to worry about. Let me see if I can help you. David was promised the throne. By who? By God, right? If God promises you something, go to Romans 8 chapter. Hey, you got it? You know where I'm at? You don't know? I gave it to you. Look down. Look down. Cross to it. You got it? Then go back.
31.
So Romans 8, she's going to read 31. Let me see if that's close enough. Go ahead and read.
What then shall we say?
That's it. What then shall we what?
Say to these things.
Say to these things. Go up a little bit. Go up just a little bit.
30? Or you
Yeah, go up to 29. Go up.
For whom he foreknew, he also predestined to become conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. And whom he predestined, these he also called. And whom he called, these he also justified. And whom he justified, these he has also glorified. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who is against us?
What? Read it again slower.
What then shall we say?
What then shall we say?
To these things.
To whatever things it is. If
God
God is for us, who can be against us? Hold on, keep reading. Want you to see some more? Want you to see this?
32. He who did not spare his own Son,
Come on,
but delivered him up for us all,
come on,
how will he not also with him freely give us all things?
come on.
Who will bring a charge against us?
So who's going to bring the charge against you? Come on,
God is the one who justifies.
come on.
Who is the one who condemns? Christ Jesus is he who died. Yes, rather who was raised, who is at the right hand of God, who also intercedes for us.
Keep going.
Who shall separate us from the love of
So
God?
who shall separate us from the love of God? Come on, talk to me.
Shall tribulation,
How about some tribulations, some hardship, some hard times. Come on.
or distress.
How about something that you ain't got no business being distressed over, David? How about the fact that you know that Saul is going to kill you? Why are you being distressed when he told you if God is for you, who can be against you? Don't you understand? Then he turned around, if you ever study the story of David, did he not give David a chance to go into that tent where Saul was? Didn't he put his spear on his cloak to let him know, hey, I was here? Didn't he do that? And walked away? He could have done what? If he was so distressed, he could have killed him. But he didn't kill him. So what do you mean? So if God is for us, who's going to stop us? This is the attitude they should have had. If God is for us, who can stop us? But their attitude was, who can stop us? Watch this. You would say this. You would say this. I would say,
Yeah. Yep.
remember? That's what I would say. You're the only person in your way. And but you don't understand what this wrong. You understand that you are the one. If God's told you it's yours, go get it.
You should write self up there.
Okay.
Self.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? Right. There you go. There it is again. Like you said, there it is again. That self comes in. So what did you do? Apparently you didn't send out the right men. You could make right decisions. Because we look at, somebody that's energized and boy, they talk and we'll get him because he can do it. When this other guy's over there, he ain't saying nothing. He's timid, he's quiet. He don't say too much of anything. That's because he's probably sinned. Because he's going to go over there with a more clear head than the one that's got all this energy. You say, I don't know what you're talking about, Brother Thompson. There were 12 apostles. And of the 12 apostles, the greatest one of them all was soft-spoken. His name was Paul. Stop and think about it. His name was Paul. Stop and think about it. Somebody that the Bible makes clear as a bell. He even considered himself not an excellent speaker. He even considered himself that. They tell me the Corinthian church challenged him. Where's your resume for you to be coming up here? We need to see a resume. He says, the people are my resume. What do you do? He's the founder of that church. Why don't you check with the people? You hear what's going on? A lot of times we miss it. Small. We always got to look at the big boy. Maybe look at the gentleman. We got a problem in the house. Let's read. Who's it trying to? Jim?
Yeah.
Dwayne? Somebody?
Jim.
Okay, Jim.
Then Caleb quieted the people in the presence of Moses and said, we must go up and take possession of the land because we can certainly conquer it.
Isn't that amazing how you got what? Who coming up?
Caleb.
So you got Caleb. And remember, who's the two leaders?
Moses. Aaron.
But who are the other two leaders? Those are leaders. That's the leaders. Caleb and Joshua. Those are leaders. Don't you ever remove that. Those are two big leaders. So this is how he can quiet the crowd. Because the other ones, remember the other 10 would be running up at the mouth. So here's Caleb. Remember Joshua, he's already in the commander of that army. So here's now Caleb that comes forward. He's acting, he's also someone of great importance. I put it in your paper, of great importance. So he turns around and then he says, he speaks. And he speaks with what? That's what I've been working on you about. He speaks with what? Confidence. Got to speak with authority. Got to speak with confidence. If you don't speak with guys, it's really not. It's not that bad. I just know. I believe that. I think we can do it. I think we can go up there. What would you say? Sit your behind down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got upset somewhere.
Please.
You know what you say? Please, get on out of here. Sitting around here, you stumbling, and watch this, and you can't come up with a definite answer.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? So watch this, but that's not Caleb. Caleb says, let's get up. Your Bible says, what, Dwayne? Caleb got up and he did what?
Said he
And he
quieted
spoke.
the people.
And he quieted the people. They recognized that man's authority.
Told me shut up.
They recognized that man's authority. Now that man comes forward, he says what? He quiets the people down. Keep going.
We must go up and take possession of the land because it can certainly conquer it.
Because we can do what?
Certainly.
So you saw it, you heard it. Because we can overcome it, because we can take it.
Certainly.
He says he used another powerful word before that word. He says there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Did you not read Romans 8, chapter verse 31? He said, oh, okay. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? But what are you saying? But this is the God that performed all kinds of miracles. Listen to what you're saying. He told us we can take this land. He's overcome a very powerful nation. Bigger than the Amalekites, bigger than the Jebusites, bigger than all those names that he's mentioned. He says he's conquered something bigger than that. If y'all tell me that Egypt was not the most powerful nation at that time, you got nothing to think on it. Egypt was the most powerful nation in the world at that time. And you overcame it. You took it down. Did you take it down? God took it down. Yes.
Yeah, it was so interesting is that Caleb demonstrated that he was in tune with God's relationship to the people. And I'm saying it carefully, not to say the people's relationship to God, but God's relationship to the people, in that God promised them he would give them this land. And Caleb understood that. Not only that, but he saw the miracles. He saw the things
Just
that
like they saw.
God was doing. And what it is you have certain people, in my opinion, who are just in tune with God and his ability to do.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like when Peter was sinking in the sea because he took his eyes off of Christ. You know, and you have so many people, you know, they're aware of God, they have an awareness of God, but really deny his power, what he will do if you put your trust in him.
I told you it's what we say to the church itself. What we can't do. God is saying, when you get out of the way, I'm going to show you what I can do. I don't need a large army to take over. You hear me? I don't need a lot of people to accomplish what I want to accomplish. I keep saying this over and over, but I have to watch this over and over. You always hear me now say there is a remnant. You got it, Dwayne. I said there is a remnant. That remnant, God knows who that remnant is. That's that one that says all I see is Jesus. Nothing's impossible. Yes.
So you're saying essentially what I'm hearing is it's the people, it's an implicit refusal. It's an implicit refusal, meaning they didn't outwardly say we don't trust God. Although they did rebel outwardly. But my point is, if we relate it to today, people implicitly refuse God based off, they deny his power. They don't trust him.
Right.
So that lack of trust, I'm saying, is like an implicit refusal.
Oh, yeah, I agree. When you deny it. When you see it, but you don't do anything about it. Because what you're saying is, no, I trust in the Lord. Your actions say one thing, what you say is another. So you do have a question mark. So in other words, you don't trust God. I said, I'm dealing with a couple of people here at the church. You know, you don't understand, Brother Thompson. I do love the Lord. I said, no, you don't. Because if you love the Lord, then you understand what is required of you. And it means sometimes you have to put away something. This is what people struggle with. You mean I have to stop this? Well, when you understand who God is, why would you have even started this? Run it by you again. Because a lot of times we don't see it. But I don't understand, I can't do this. How about this? When did you start this? Was it when you were trusting God? Or was it when you were trusting the world? Which one was it? When you started what you started? Because now that you know who God is, you can't put this away. You got to be out your mind. You can't put it away.
And if we know it's a shortcoming, I think that's something that we have to put on our prayer list and say, God, help me with my unbelief. Like the man did with Jesus. You know, he said, Lord, I believe, but help me with my unbelief.
Yeah.
You know, he realized his shortcomings.
Yes.
And if we're self-aware, then we can say, God, this is something I'm not that great in. I need your help, and sincerely ask him.
Right. Like you said, and sincerely ask him. And watch this, and if they tell me, he'll answer it. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was just,
Okay, let's go on.
I was just gonna say, situation and circumstances are always visual,
Yes.
and faith is substance.
Okay, I hear you now.
Because it's the substance of things hoped
I
for,
hear
the
you.
evidence
No,
of things
that's right.
not seen. So whenever you hear somebody open up their mouth and they're talking about their situation or their circumstances, their focus is on what they see,
Gotcha.
and it's not on their faith.
And what is it? It's not on what they see. Hear me, Calvert. Physically.
Yes.
Physically. Because if you had that faith, then you would see. That blind man turned out he wasn't so blind. He saw better than all the rest of them. And they didn't see it, and Jesus finally confronted those who were confronting him. Remember those Pharisees? He finally confronted them so that they wouldn't, because they said, are you talking about us? He made it clear as a bell. If you could see it, then you'd understand it. You don't see it. So I guess I am talking about you. You hear me? Jesus drives home, and he used his way of saying that to drive home his point, to get them to understand what's going on here. Well, so is Caleb. Caleb has said some very confidential words, some very beautiful things, some encouragement. But when something's negative, we are negative thinking people, whether you know it or not. This is what we are. We're negative thinking people. We will feed off of that which is negative very quick. I can tell you how good I thought you were the whole bit. But Brother Thompson, you said something about my shoestring. You didn't. I was wrong with my shoestring. But wait a minute, but I mentioned man, I love this shoe. I think, man, but that one looks like that's got a lot of spring in it. That one looks like it's very modern. Man, I don't know where did you get that from? I think I want to see if I can get a pair. But man, I want my string. But why you don't like my shoestring? You hear me? That's all we hear. So what was thrown out first? What was thrown out first? The positive.
Yeah.
What was thrown out second? So why would he eat up that which is positive?
Because you made that.
You see what I'm saying?
Factor.
That's my point. You know what I'm saying? You got something so positive, but watch this. That little bitty thing you heard turned everything around. You ain't heard no more about the land full of milk and honey. You ain't heard no more about, hey, we can take it. You ain't heard no more. I got something on my shoulders, Jock. It's got plenty fruit. All we got to do is go there and pluck it. But you don't hear that no more, man. I ain't getting killed going over there to pluck that. You hear me? All of a sudden, that is crept in. Guys, I said we're negative thinking people. How many people are there? You got it. You see what I'm saying? So now you got 4 to 6 million people sitting over there that have heard this man speak on something negative. You can't, I don't care how you try it, you can't get through now. Now it's done. If anything, you want to go grab him by the mouth and tell him to shut up. But it's too late. That word has went out now. And if you had grabbed him, they'd have jumped on you. You got a mess on your hands.
Worse.
Huh?
31, it ain't got worse.
Yes, where we go. Let's go. Here we go. Who's reading 31? Come on.
Sure.
He said you would have to give me that one. Okay. Okay.
But the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not
Guys,
able."
look at, before you go any further, what do you see that's very important in that text that sends out a very powerful message? And you didn't read no farther. You just read a few words. What is that?
What?
Nope.
The men.
What did you say?
The men.
Men. S-A-M-E-N. You just said all 12 of us. You said men. You just said all 12 of us. Didn't Caleb just speak? Didn't Caleb just speak? You just included Caleb. You said but the men. You could have said but the man with the exception of Caleb. You didn't do that. After what he said, you turn around and what you did, you overpowered what was said. Have you had this? Those who got kids ever had this? They can't get it from mama, so they go where?
Go to daddy.
You know what I'm talking about? So they go to daddy. Hear me? Daddy hears and daddy's little heart gets weak and say, come on. Watch this. Even though he know mama that said it, you know what he said next? Don't tell mama. Don't tell mama. Been overpowered. So here we got an overpower. And he's including every last one of them. He says men. Come on.
The men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we." And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great stature."
What are they saying, guys?
They only
If
saw
there's a war, if you're going up to fight, you're going to do what?
lose.
You're going to lose. These men are humongous. You're going to lose. What else do you lose? And who gave it to you? So now you not only lost your physical, but you've also lost your spiritual sight. You can't see no more. You blinded and a bat, even though you can walk out that door. You blinded and a bat. Because you don't see God's work no more. You forgot them 10 plagues. You forgot all about them. You forgot about how he told you to just smear some blood over the doorpost and he would salvage you and he would save your children. But everybody of the firstborn would die. You forgot that took place. You got out of the land of Egypt. You forgot you was hungry and he gave you food. You forgot that, wait a minute, all of a sudden you got thirsty and you needed drink. You forgot you was hungry for no longer bread but wanted meat and he gave you meat till it was blowing out your nose. So he gave you what you wanted. How could you forget that? Count how many days?
Are you sure?
No, it's got to be at least 50 to 60. It's got to be a couple of months. You know, that's when you can forget something. How you forget in 3 days? You remember saying, how do you forget that? That's how many days, yes.
But you said that in 25 that 40 days.
Huh? That's your spies.
Oh, you're talking about this
The group. That your spy. It's got your 40. It's got. They did 40. They did the 500 walk. So they got your 40 days. So then they sat up there with that long walk. They went in to see what was going on. The whole bit. Then they got to walk back. So yeah, that's your 40 days. But you've got this issue now that's at hand. So then watch this. 33 says what?
There we saw the giants. You're okay. The descendants of Anak came from the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight.
You see the word, Paul? You see it? You said it a couple of times. You see the word? There's the problem. Yes?
Sight.
Something?
Sight or seeing.
That's the problem. There's your problem. That's where your problem lies. This sight. You, watch this. You using the physical eye to make a spiritual decision. That's what your problem is. And watch this. And we do that with the church. Well, we can't do this. Why? Because you using the physical eye to deal with something spiritual. Your vision has become blurred. You can't see nothing no more. You blinded in 6 paths, but yet you think you can see it all. Stop and think about it. What a mess they have produced for themselves. Let me help you. Who do you think is listening?
Huh?
Who do you think is listening?
Guys.
Huh?
I want to open the door. Man.
That's the big one. That's the big one. It ain't about you, Moses. It ain't about you, Aaron. It ain't about what you, Caleb. It ain't about you, Joshua. It is about the one that said he was going to give you the land. He's listening to you. He's listening to all of it. As he hears it, what do you think is happening now? The Bible makes it clear as a bell. You don't never want to fall into the hands of an angry God. You got an angry God. I keep telling folks we miss it. Watch you see 14. But watch this. But you do need to see this. They have fallen into the hands now of an angry God. Well, he gonna have mercy on us. You know, we did some thinking. God have mercy on us. Yeah, he gonna let you live. Not where you want to be, but he's going to let you live. That's the mercy he's going to give you. The consequences behind this foolishness, I says, he's the God of yesterday, the God of today, and the God of forevermore. And this is in your Hebrew, and he says he never changes. So you can't change his thinking. You can't make him say, well, you know, look how we've been doing this. Look how we've been handling this now, Lord. Look how we're doing, how we're doing this. If God has said something you can't do, did you know you break another command? Run that by you again. If God has finally told you no, and you say, well, no, now I'm going to do right. Now I'm going to work on, I'm going to do it right. You just broke another command. Because he told you no. But now, Lord, we understand. Don't need to change. Once it's said, it remains. So you can't win it. If anything, what you should have said is, okay, he said it, this is it. But what did you do? You finna go against the grain. I'm going to say it in 14. You're going to go against the grains again. Now you want to do what's right.
They can probably but not keep them.
We got a problem in the house. Are there any steps? Yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, what's clear is that you can see where God is ever so present, and yet and still today,
Come on.
we just don't believe that God is ever so present.
You there?
He's far away. He's so far away, we have free will
Come on, God.
to be reckless.
Do what we want to do. Live like we want to live. And then we got this thought, well then I'll run on back to God after a while. I've said, you ever get a chance, 2 Thessalonians 2, 8 through 11, read it. If you ever get a chance.
I'm back in the book too.
Okay, well,
I pulled it out.
yeah, if you ever get a chance, read it. It is something else. When somebody sends you a strong delusion to make you think what you're doing is okay. I will be all right now. I said, that's the danger of it. Wrong don't correct wrong. Only right corrects wrong. And when God sends a delusion, He's telling you it's okay to do wrong. And I told you wrong don't correct wrong. He's telling you, you already considered perishable. I've already said you're perishing anyway. So you do what you want to do. That's a horrible thought to come from a living God when we all know one day we're going to have to close our eyes. I said, we got a situation right now. Melvin English's mother has left this world.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? And by the way, can't change your mind and say, I think I'll come back. Yeah. But you hear me? That's how crazy this is. Better get it right. You better get it right. You better get it right here. While God is still, while you still have some sanity, while you still have the ability to talk to God and change your ways. Better get it right. Because once God closes them doors, I don't know about you all, but I think about it all the time. It's called permanent. He closes that door. Permanent. You don't get a second chance. Now I know better. It's permanent. He's going to prove his point in our lesson next week. It's permanent. He's done. Because I can't say it enough. Stay away from that kind of danger. You don't never want to fall in the hands of an angry God. You don't never want to do it. You don't want to fall in the hands of a God, period. Okay? So stop and think about it. Any other statements that need to be made at this time?